want to start off by saying this is not a political event. And I say that with all sincerity because what we're doing here tonight is kingdom business. This is God's business. And let me talk just for a minute about what it means to serve in government. In Romans chapter 13, it starts off by saying, let every soul be subject to the governing authorities. Well, that sounds like we should be subservient to governing authorities. Except I want you to follow the lines of authority. We are a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Jesus said, go into all the world and preach the gospel. That's the Great Commission, right? But that's not what it started with. It started with all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go therefore. So Jesus has delegated his authority to us, the believers, and we're supposed to operate with his authority on this earth. And then we take a piece of our God-given authority and we delegate it to somebody to serve in office who's here to serve us. And so when we read Romans 13 with that understanding, you recognize the lines of authority. And then it also says this about those who serve in office, for he is God's ministers to you for good. Those who serve in office are called God's ministers for good. And it says that he is not a minister, he is a minister to execute wrath on those who practice evil. And so we have a line of defense that we elect and put in office to execute wrath. They call him God's avenger. All you who are elected people, I want you to know you are God's avenger to execute wrath against evil. So thank you for serving in God's kingdom tonight. So we're here to talk about my God votes. And I want to start with 4 questions. Number 1, what if the church gave no place to the devil? The church at large. What if the church gave no place to the devil in the political world? What if the church occupied seats of authority? What if pastors feared God more than the IRS? And what if the presence of God occupied the halls of our state houses? What kind of a society, what kind of a government would we have if the church occupied and fulfilled these things? I want you to know that God is in the business of government. He's in the business of governing. It started out in Genesis when he created man and woman, and he gave them dominion, and he charged them to have dominion over the earth and to subdue it. So you got to subdue it, take it by force, and then have dominion, rule over it. So he's charged man from the very beginning to rule over creation. God established the branches of government that we have in this country. He's our king, he's our lawgiver, and he's our judge. The executive, the legislative, and the judicial branches of government.